get. Now, as far as body paragraphs themselves, setting them up, there's a few things that are key. The first thing that's key is organizing it correctly. Second thing is having a nice, distinct, clear topic sentence. And the last two are also very important. In the body paragraph, you want to have nice, concrete supporting details that support your idea, support your topic sentence and your thesis statement, and you want to be analytical. What we're pushing for in the class is not being descriptive, not telling me about the history, analyzing the history, picking it apart, deciphering it, and determining what's most important and why. That's what we're shooting for in the class. Okay, so how do you organize your body paragraphs? This is one method that I like. It's not written in stone. You don't necessarily have to use this method, but I think in most cases it works pretty well. So the acronym is Persia, and it stands for Political, Economic, Religious, Social, Intellectual, and Artistic. And we're going to add on the bottom of that geographic. That can also be a way to organize. So let's say, for example, you have an essay that you're writing, and you plan to have 4 body paragraphs. Instead of doing it and organizing it by topic, sometimes it's good to organize it by the first paragraph. I'm going to focus on political things. Second paragraph, I'm going to focus on economic things. Third paragraph, religious things. And you focus in different areas. Now, the reason why this is helpful is it leads more to analysis than it would lead to description. Let's say, for example, you're comparing the Chesapeake Bay colonies to the New England colonies. If you focus your first paragraph on the Chesapeake Bay colonies and your second paragraph on the New England colonies, well, you're not really comparing. You're describing the Chesapeake, you're describing the New England colonies, and you're not comparing them. But if you did it differently, if you focus political in the first paragraph, political of the Chesapeake and New England, and you can analyze them and compare them at the same time, that's going to enhance your essay and it's going to make it a lot better. So this would be my method of how I would try and set my paragraphs up. Now, some cases it doesn't work. It depends on what the question is asking you. Sometimes you can't, it's difficult to set it up using Persia. It might be simpler to do it a different way and might lend itself to analysis. But more often than not, using Persia and using political, economic, religious, and social, that's going to be the easiest and best way to get the most analysis out of your essay. Okay, now, beyond organization, so let's just kind of look at a sample prompt and try and pick it apart a little bit. So the prompt we're going to work with is a topic we've already talked about. So compare and contrast the differences between the Southwest Spanish settlements and the English colonies in New England in the 17th century. Okay? So notice, you have to understand what they're asking. Compare and contrast, like I said, is probably the simplest type of question you're going to get. They're saying the English colonies where? New England, specifically, right? Spanish colonies in the Southwest. So specific regions you have to know about, right? They're not asking you about the Chesapeake Bay in the South and the middle colonies of the British colonies. They're also not asking you about Mexico and South America of the Spanish settlements. They're saying these 2 specific regions, right? And they say in the 17th century, which means 1600s. So if this is your question, what we're going to focus on is what might a sample topic sentence look like for one of your body paragraphs. So if I was going to set it up politically, economically, religiously to compare them, how would it look? So I want to give you a sample of a good topic sentence and a not so good topic sentence. And I want hopefully that you guys see the difference in a good one and a bad one. So the first one. The colonies of the Spanish Southwest and New England and the New England colonies were similar religiously. Sample 2. The Spanish colonies of the Southwest and the New England colonies were both religiously intolerant, but the Spanish placed much greater emphasis on conversion than the Puritans. Now, if you look at the 2 samples, sample 2, I hope, is obviously the better topic sentence. Sample 1. What's the problem with sample 1? It's very, very general, and it says absolutely nothing. All it was a rephrasement of the question, and you added religiously. So yes, I know you're going to focus on religious aspects of the Spanish Southwest and New England, but I really don't know what you want to say. I don't know what you want to prove here. Remember, in this type of essay writing, you're proving a point. You're proving your thesis statement. Everything must go back to your thesis. So I know a lot of you write like sample number one because you say, well, I want to kind of like lead into the rest of my body paragraph. And you think maybe sample two is too specific for the first sentence of a body paragraph. Like you want to transition from one paragraph to the next. Say, this is what I'm going to be talking about, religious stuff. And then this might be, your second sentence. Sample two might be your second sentence. Um, and we want to kind of reorganize the way that you write. So that sample two, that is an excellent topic sentence. And the reason it's excellent is because, yes, it tells me it's going to focus on religion, but it says it's going to focus on religious intolerance, and it brings up the things that are different, the key thing that's different, that the Spanish want to convert and the Puritans don't really want to convert. And you can kind of build off of that throughout the entire essay. And that's what makes it a good topic sentence. So don't be afraid, again, to be specific with what you're going to focus on. You want to be able to pull out those similarities and those differences. Another good thing about it is it addresses both parts of the question, right? It addresses what's similar about them, that they're both intolerant, but then it also addresses what's different about, the Spanish and the Puritans. Um, so kind of keep that in mind. Keep the specificity in mind, and it's important to make for a good topic sentence. What you want to remember, let's just say you took everything else out. All you had was your thesis statement, which is your last sentence in your first paragraph, and the first sentence of each body paragraph, which is your topic sentence. If that's all I had to read, the thesis statement is your point of view, your answer to the question. Each topic sentence is giving me reasons to support, major reasons to support your belief. You're proving it. You're proving it through these statements. So if that's all I read, I should get an idea of your major argument here. What belongs in the rest of the body paragraph is going to be facts and details supporting your topic sentence, and your topic sentence supports your thesis statement. It's like building a house. Thesis statement is the foundation. Each topic sentence supports it, improves it, and then you analyze it. And you analyze using supporting details and facts. And something that you'll kind of see me refer to on your essays, I'll sometimes write that you're giving me fluff on your essay. And what that means is you're not providing adequate details to back up your statement. Some of you guys make big generalizations, but you don't always back it up with concrete facts, which is absolutely necessary. All right, so we're going to cut it off there. So now you guys can get started on your essays.